Welcome to the Tech Talks Daily Podcast, where you can learn and be inspired by real-world examples of how technology is transforming businesses and reshaping industries in a language everyone can understand. Here is your host, Neil C. Hughes.
Welcome back to the Tech Talks Daily Podcast. Now, as you all know by now, I make my living helping businesses and individuals create written and audio content. And that can mean anything from thought leadership blogs to launching a podcast. But essentially, that also means that I'm hiding behind a keyboard, a screen, and a microphone. Because I think video and live streaming, although it seems to be the new kid on the block, I've convinced myself that I just have a great face for radio instead. But I know at some point I'm going to need to face my fears and try to master video and live streaming and connect authentically with my audience. But today's guest told me, Neil, you have nothing to worry about. Every single person has the same fears. But all you need to do to overcome them is just hit broadcast and connect with people. And that person was Daniel Mayer from a company called BeLive. And considering that live streaming has gained immense popularity over the years, with COVID-19 almost acting as a catalyst to push the industry even further forward. But for business owners, live streaming is bridging the gap between them and their customers, ultimately helping them better understand their clients' needs and helping customers feel more connected to a business. Both of which are key to ensuring brand loyalty and retention. So, with all that in mind, I'm going to invite you to buckle up and hold on tight so I can beam your ears all the way to Israel so we can explore the brave world of live streaming together. So with that in mind, let's get Daniel on the podcast now. So a massive warm welcome to the show. Can you tell the listeners a little about who you are and what you do?
So I'm Daniel Mayer. I'm the CEO of BeLive. BeLive is a live streaming platform for engaging your audience in Facebook and YouTube.
Excellent. There's so much cool stuff you're doing here. So for me, BeLive is a web-based live streaming tool where you can easily customize live interviews, talk shows, broadcasts, etc. to improve engagement within your community. But can you set the scene and tell me a little bit more about what it is that sets it apart from all those other services out there?
Right. So first of all, I want to mention that we were the first one to launch our application, something like 4 years ago. So around 2016, BeLive were launching the first beta for start using our platform. Since then, of course, that we are growing and having more and more users that learning and starting to use BeLive. But from the first moment that we were introducing our platform, we aim to have a huge goal here, to help users to gain more engagement once they're live. I mean, we were able to recognize that there is some friction around live shows. I mean, everybody can do live show, and I guess that just doing a live show, yeah, it's pretty easy. But engaging with your audience, keeping them, finding more, increasing the volume of your audience, it's something that a lot of the times it's something really, really hard for the audience and for the show host. So we are here for building dedicated features that will help them to increase the engagement and to have way more powerful moments with their audience once they're doing live shows. The first feature that we were introducing then in 2016 was presenting your comments on screen. Right now, it's basically the standard of the industry. So I guess that we can say is that basically, once we are launching a feature, 1 month, 2 months, 6 months after, it became the industry standard. And I guess in then, lots of other features that we were launching were starting to be something that all of the market is starting to use them. And I guess that will be the story of the future as well. We will keep innovating this industry. We will keep creating things that our users even not expecting us to create and to make for them. And let's watch what will be the kind of interactions and new engagements that we will be able to create for our users. I want to add on top of it that just last year, basically, by the end of last year, we took a decision that we are looking to start focus around live sales, somewhere around October 2019. I guess that it was one of the best decisions that we got, because sooner or later, when COVID was starting to hit us, we were understanding the power of live sales. I mean, we were being able to provide our users another option to generate revenues during their live shows. And I guess that we will speak about it later today, but live sales, it's for sure something that I'm looking to cover with you today.
Well, there seems to be so many opportunities in this space right now. And I'm curious, in the world of live streaming, has that gained immense popularity over the years? And has COVID-19 and lockdown pushed the industry even further? What have you seen over the last few months?
Yeah, it's not just push the market. I guess that it was, like a rocket to space. Basically, that's what the industry was having here. If we're speaking about the numbers, from our internal calculations, we're assuming that the entire market was growing in something like 3x. The entire market, not the market share of BeLive, the entire market were growing in 3x. And that's something that we were able to expect in something like 3 to 5 years that will happen, not in 3 months during the COVID. But the COVID basically pushed the entire world to stay at home and to start looking for new opportunities for engaging with their customers, for selling during the live shows and so on. I mean, finding new tools that will help them to keep the same abilities that they have before the COVID, during the COVID. And what was the solution? For lots of, let's mention it, for hundreds of thousands of users, the answer was start using BeLive. So yeah.
And for business owners or anybody listening out there that were interested in trying this, I mean, do you think that live streaming can help bridge the gap between them and their customers? And assuming that you do, because I think that's what a lot of people are saying right now, do you have any examples of businesses that are doing this particularly well?
Right. So first of all, I want to mention that in BeLive, we're supporting right now something like tens of thousands of SMBs all over the world. The majority of them coming from United States, something like 60% of our users are coming from United States, the rest from Europe and the other parts of the world. But the most common thing for all of our users, they are SMB, small, medium businesses. In the end of the day, we're speaking in the majority of the way we're speaking about one-man show and about the owners of the business that doing those live shows for keeping their audience, for keeping their customers. You're mentioning the bridge between the business and the community. So for sure, live is the best bridge for this. Internally, I'm also calling our platform as the phone for your community. I mean, it's you're calling your community. You have the opportunity speaking with them directly. You have the opportunity to engage with them. You have the opportunity to learn about them and to teach them about your products and to provide them some knowledge. I think that when it comes to live, the most fundamental thing is new content, is knowledge. If you are not having the ability to share something new during your live show and to provide some great value to your audience, nobody will join your next show, right? So that's something fundamental that show us at the beginning, some of them are not really focusing around, and we are trying to help them around that. Our main goal is to help our community to be the most successful live shows in the world. So that's what we are doing since the very beginning, helping those small, medium businesses. And how we are doing this? Basically, we're bringing some other small, medium businesses that helping those small, medium businesses, we are bringing the camera confidence coach, Molly Mahoney, that helping our users to stay focused, to be familiar with the script of the show, to know what to do when your mic is not working, when your camera is not working, when you have a black screen, when something went wrong on your live show. So the confidence and helping our users to gain more confidence is something that's really important for us. And in general, we are not just putting ourselves in in the place as the platform. We are supporting all over the place. We are supporting our community, and the BeLivers, the community of BeLive is one of the most important things that we have in BeLive, and that's why we're spending so many resources around them. So bringing 1, 2, 3 names of the SMBs that using BeLive, I think that it won't be a fair game because we have so many of them. They're doing such a great work all over the place. I think that when it will come to the live sales, it will be the great to mention some names of the brands that are doing it. But for learning about the habits or what the BeLivers are doing right now, the only things that you need to do is like entering the BeLivers and watching some of like the great shows that our users producing there every day, just for making sure that our audience is understanding what is the volume of BeLive. Every day or so, our users generating like tens of thousands of live shows. So yeah, that's the current situation here.
And of course, we're all seeing live streaming being used more and more as a marketing tool to help businesses of all sizes promote their brand, interact and engage with their audience, and ultimately grow their own business, But can you expand on that? Tell me a little bit more about that and its uses.
So I guess at the beginning, we can count live as a marketing tool, right? Because at the beginning, before you have like a specific goal, let's say, the greatest things that you can do is your time, right? Because in live, the formula is it's really easy formula. You're spending 1 hour for 1 hour of content. You don't need to edit it. You don't need to produce it. You don't need to do anything else like before, after, or so. Not like the podcast that we are currently like doing, that we are spending here like 30 minutes together in the line. Then you need to spend some time to polish, to cut the things, and then uploading it and watching your audience providing you like the feedback. In live, everything is happening in real time. So what does it mean? It means that in the end of the day, we're even saving some time, because what's happening live, it's happening live. And we don't need to like reproduce it or edit it or polish it at the end of the day. So really easy to use at the beginning. It's the best way right now to engage with your community. And I guess it's not a secret that like the social networks in general, right now, providing way more viewers to the live shows. And that's something that we were able to see during the COVID. And for sure, it's connected to the reasons that a lot of people were sitting at home and were looking to have some great content to watch. Of course, that after the quarantine was ending, the momentum was decreasing a little bit. But back to your question about like live as a marketing tool. So right now, I think that it's one of like the best one, because it's native one, it's organic one. The people don't have like the feeling of like an ad. Somebody is looking to sell me something. The authentic that we have in the live shows, helping to remove all this friction basically that you have once watching like any ad or any promotion. Just because the ability of your viewers to challenge you once you're live and to ask you direct questions. And for you, as the show host, it's the best opportunity for you to leverage your time and the time of your audience. So for sure, live is a great and even the best way to market your business right now, with basically zero budget. And that's something really important, because people right now are fighting for generating more revenues, and everybody looking to reduce the cost of doing business. And we have to remember that doing live is free. The only thing that you need to do is basically opening your cam and going live. I mean, even the subscription for BeLive, we're speaking about $29 per month. I mean, that's the cost of engaging with your audience 24/7. All over the place. So I guess that when it comes to like business expenses, or if we are even comparing it to like your ad budgets or any other budget that related to marketing that like a business owner currently have, it's basically zero. And the cost is around zero. The value is just on your place. I mean, let's go back to like the tips that we're mentioning. We're speaking about authentic. We're speaking about engaging with your users. We're speaking about providing them new knowledge. So once you are like keeping this frame, you will gain great success.
And I think that word you mentioned there, authentic, I think that is the most important part of what you're doing here, because people just switching on their cameras and broadcasting to their audience and not hiding behind super cool edits. And I think people just crave that authenticity of it all. But I do know some people that are currently doing this, but I think they're almost streaming on Facebook Live and LinkedIn Live at the exact same time using some web application. So
right.
Does BeLive allow you to do that? And if not, do you have plans to feature other platforms like LinkedIn Live in the future?
Right. So currently we're not supporting LinkedIn for lots of reasons why we're not doing it. In the end of the day, I guess that someday we'll start operating around LinkedIn Live, but I guess LinkedIn needs some more time for being ready for start supporting all those great platforms. In the end of the day, many applications currently waiting to get approved from LinkedIn. So I guess that one day we'll get it and then we'll start operating. I don't know if it's connected to the reasonings that we are Facebook Live media partners for the reasons that we didn't got approved yet, but I guess that sooner or later we'll get it. Back to a question about simulcasting. Simulcasting, for our audience that's not familiar with it, providing you the ability to go live in the same time in various of live platforms. So basically, you can go live in Facebook, in YouTube, in LinkedIn, you name it, simultaneously. So I will start by saying that people need to be coaches when it comes to multi-streaming in general. It's not so obvious, and it's something that we have to remember and we have to understand. Comparing Facebook and LinkedIn and putting the audience in the same pile and counting them as the same people in the same place that looking to have the same value, that's wrong from my point of view. Doing live on Facebook and YouTube, it may be better. Why? The audience in LinkedIn is for sure don't have the same intent as your audience in Facebook. Let's agree. I mean, people scrolling your newsfeed because they're boring, because they're looking for finding something new, or because he knows that at 8 p.m. Neil is going live and I will wait for him. I can't compare it to the intent in LinkedIn or to in general to what's going on in LinkedIn those days. And from my point of view, it's like asking my colleagues from work to join me to my friends from school, joining them together in the same room, and speaking to both of them in the same language. From my point of view, it won't work. I mean, I need to have I need to engage with those two separate groups in two separate ways, and I can count them as the same group. So my 2 cents here is to be familiar with your audience, first of all, and then asking yourself the question, do you need to do multicasting? What is the value that you are gaining from it? So don't just do things that other people are doing. And that's something really important, because right now I see that people, flying all over the place and searching for new opportunities, and they don't know what's happening, and they're trying. And it's great to try, but just try to understand what is the best practice and then add on top of them. So first of all, make sure that you have a successful channel that's working for you. If your first asset is not working for you, don't assume that once going live in 2 separate destinations, it will be successful for you. So first of all, put your time around establishing and stabilizing your first asset, then think about multicasting. My suggestion for beginners, just don't do that. Start with one network that you have the ability to engage with your audience, and then increase it and enhance it. That's the formula. Don't try to do everything in the same time. As in life, once you are trying to do something like this, it just won't work. So same rules here.
Now, I think one thing to remember as well, like the LinkedIn Live, you're saying a lot of businesses or a lot of companies such as yourself have not gained access to it. It's not rolled out to a lot of users yet. I think there's only a handful of users that have even got access to it. So it is in its infancy. But
I just want to explain another thing here, that even when LinkedIn was launching the APIs, they were not supporting the live comments at the beginning. And then we didn't even try to engage, because for us building or supporting any new live network without the ability to have the comments, for us, it's just saying us that our users won't be able to engage with those users. So building them a tool that won't help them to engage with their users, it doesn't make any sense. So we're waiting to see if it will come. I guess that we were starting to support it a month ago or something Anyhow, LinkedIn needs some more time for internal work and for making sure that the platform is ready to start using all the other applications that are looking to use it. And hopefully it will take them some time, but hopefully someday the industry will be able to use LinkedIn Live as well.
Absolutely. And for anyone listening that wants to dip their toes in the water and just switch the camera on and try sampling what you offer at BeLive there with the live streaming, can you walk through listeners how they could get up and running without and without any tech hurdles? Because I think what you guys are great at doing is making it easy for people. So if you could talk them through on how easy it is.
Right. So I will just remind us that all over the years, I mean, in the last 4 years, every time that we're asking our audience why you're using BeLive, the easy of use, it's like the first answer. The second one is about the personalization for the live streaming. I mean, the graphics on screen, your logo on screen, and all the other assets that we are able to create and to help our users to have once they're live. So basically, the flow of BeLive is really easy. You just need to go to b.live and then connecting your Facebook. Basically, 3 seconds of 3 seconds of 3 clicks, and basically then you're just in the studio. In BeLive, we have a great option to have like a live test. What does it mean? It means that nobody basically watching you. It's like a record just for your own use that you're able testing yourself, testing your cam, testing your audio, testing your ability, speaking directly to your cam. So I will suggest that will be like the very beginning for any live streamers that looking to start right now. From our experience, we learned that there is like lots of friction for people that are not familiar with cams in general. Standing by the cam and start speaking. For some of them, it's look funny. For some of them, it's look really challenging. But we have to remember that the most common fear in the world is not highest fear. Is not about water. Is not about. It's not about aircraft. It's just about standing and speaking to the audience. That's the most common fear in the world that people are fighting with every day. So it's not something new, and please don't think that it's just about you. Everybody have those sentiments and that feeling. And the only thing that you need to do is start to have some experience and start improving. So the only thing that I will challenge you to do is go live and start doing it by yourself, gaining some feedback and improving. There isn't any shortcuts here. You just need to start doing it. So just do it.
Excellent. I would be interested to hear if anyone listening just hit that record button and goes live. So I challenge anyone listening to contact me directly and let me know how you get on if you try BeLive. But as for you guys at BeLive, what's next for you? Is there anything else you can share with us today?
I guess that we'll try to focus around the live sales. We are currently starting to launch lots of improvements for the live sales. This week, we released already the ability to have the link of the sale into the comment section. What does it mean? It means that basically our audience currently is able to show in live sales mode the products on screen, and the audience will get the direct link for the sales in the comment section. It's a new feature that it was based on lots of feedback that we got from our users, and basically help them to improve the flow from taking people from the live show to their stores, and of course to complete the purchase. And that's for sure like the most important thing when it comes to live sales, to complete the purchase. So that's like the first improve that we already launched. In the upcoming weeks, we will start launching lots or many new abilities that related to the live sales, and it's the greatest time to stay tuned and learning about them, because in the end of the day, it's the most simplest and easy way right now to generate more revenues during those live sales. And in BeLive, we have lots of content about live sales. So just visit our blog and you will find lots of blog posts about live sales, how to do, what to do, the best practice, and so on. When it comes to live sales, we have lots of audience that doing those shows. I think that if we need to mention some of them for watching them, learning for them, basically the best practice of live sailing, I will mention LuLaRoe. I think that they're doing a great work. Also, like happy skin, makeup, that already using BeLive for a long time, and again doing great work with the live sales. And I guess that like the future of live is for sure live sales. Why? At the beginning, we were speaking about engagement, and I think that like engagement, it was like, it was the first step of the evolution of the live shows or the live industry. And now, when we are already crossed the engagement phase, what does it mean? It means that we have well-established communities, that we are having the ability to engage with them. They're stable, we're working with them, and now it's time to take it to the next phase, to the next step. What is the next phase? It's the live sales. I guess that some of our audience are familiar with the live sales from Asia. It's not like a new trend. It's a trend in Asia for the last 10 years or so. Basically, right now, if you're familiar with some of like the greatest applications from Asia, you can see that they're basically selling everything during the live shows, and like the amount of money that they're spending there, it's something that we cannot even like imagine. And the kind of products that they're selling them, including real estate, including really expensive cars, including everything that you can imagine. It's currently live, it's currently sailing during live sales. And I think that that's like the biggest trend of 2020 and 2021. And I guess that we will keep speaking about this trend, and we will watch the brands that currently moving to start using the live sales. And if we need to mention what is like the biggest opportunity right now when it comes to live, I guess that like that's my answer. Live sales. Start doing it. Start exploring it. Start knowing about it. Find somebody that for you it's the best practice. Watch it and make sure that you are improving around it. It's the best way to generate money from your home without any expenses and any other need. So live sales, for me, it's for sure the future of live streaming.
And when you say live sales, what kind, are we talking products and services, or everything?
Currently, we're speaking way more about products right now. But I guess that we will watch like everything, sooner or later. But right now it's just around products. We see a tremendous change and like increasing the momentum around fashion, like clothes sailing, something that it's like a rocket those days. I mean, it's flying to the skies. And again, like for having a great show with selling some fashion, the obstacles that you will have or the friction is basically nothing. You have like the inventory already. You just need to present it on screen. You need to have a great community to engage with and to make sure that your audience is really looking to buy something from you, right? But as long as you will keep the tips that we were providing you at the beginning and be authentic, you won't face with those obstacles. And authentic, it's like the game changer and the key result here, because you have to keep it. And if you won't be able to do it, just make sure that you know that your audience will be able to understand it. And that's like the magic of live. And that's why people so love to watch and to engage, because they're watching you without any filters. And you don't have the ability to not explore the right thing. And in the other hand, your audience have the ability to challenge you. And I think that that's the opportunity that your audience is waiting to have. And that's something that it's somehow related to the offline experience that we had once we are like crossing the store, entering a store, and we have like the sales guys that coming to us and start the conversation. So somehow it's way more like this experience, and somehow it's like helping us to gain this confidence and to gain way more power before we are purchasing. And let's just remember that like purchasing in the end of the day, it's like it's a psychology like process that we need to have with ourselves. We need to get the decision for handling it. And during the live, it's just way more easy. So I guess that's the secret.
Love that. And for anyone that would like to find out more information, could you point them in the direction of your website? There are that many different domain extensions now. So if you could point them in the direction of where they can find BeLive, and equally contact your team if they've got any questions.
So it's be.live. And once you're entering the studio, on the right corner, you will find like the button for contacting us directly. I will mention that if any of our audience is looking to contact me directly, just like ping me in dmeyer@belive.tv, and I would love to get familiar with the audience and answer like some questions. In Facebook, it's Daniel Meyer. Also in LinkedIn. So just add me. I'm here, and I would love to engage with you.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I think business owners are seeing more and more now that live streaming is bridging the gap between them and their customers, and also, of course, helping them better understand their clients' needs and helping them feel more connected to their business, both of which, as we all know, is key to ensuring brand loyalty and retention. So a big thank you for taking the time to come on and share the great work that you're doing with BeLive. So thanks for joining me today.
Me, thank you so much. Have a good day.
Despite my reservations, which I'll be honest with you are based on fear of making myself look foolish on live video, live streaming does seem to be a great way to authentically connect with your audience. And live streaming is also the ultimate marketing tool that enables businesses of all sizes promote their brand, interact and engage with their audience, and ultimately grow their business. So with BeLive, my big takeaway is that they're taking the benefits of live streaming one step further by allowing businesses to connect with their communities in an engaging and profitable way, giving them the tools that they need to build brand recognition and community, all via live streaming. Am I brave enough to dive in? Possibly not just yet. Maybe I'll add it to my 2021 goals, because that's got to be a better year than 2020 to start anything, hasn't it? But I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you do live streaming and you had those fears and you overcome them, I'd love to hear about that as well. So please email me, techblogwriter@outlook.com, tweet me at Neil C. Hughes, and my website is techblogwriter.co.uk. So I'm going to go away and sit in my favourite armchair and have a long, hard think about the world of live streaming and if I'm brave enough to dive in yet. But let me know your thoughts on the whole thing and we'll dive into another topic tomorrow. So thanks for listening. And until next time, don't be a stranger.
Thank you for listening to the Tech Talks Daily Podcast with Neil C. Hughes. Remember, technology works best when it brings people together.